Namaste, yogis, and thanks for joining us on this Yin Yoga class. And today we're gonna have a great sequence. My wife's pregnant and her back is kind of sore, so I have this beautiful routine. I put it together. It's gonna work on our upper back knot and all the way down our spine to our low back. So this is what we're gonna be focusing on today. So before we get into it, we're just gonna take a 5-minute seated meditation. So I'm gonna invite you to either take your right feet and put it above your left knee or vice versa. So you wanna keep your knees in line with your feet. And then you're just gonna put your palms up, touching your thumb with your index finger. I'm just gonna invite you to close your eyes and just set up your mind and intentions for this practice. So today it's going to be free to you guys to decide what the intention is going to be for you. So what you want this practice to be about could be about letting go of negativity in your life. It could be about whatever you want, positive vibes. Just close your eyes and start breathing in through the nose deeply. Filling your belly with air, and as you exhale, push that belly back in through the nose as well. And just focus on your breathing, clearing up your thoughts, getting ready for today's Yin class. It's always good to bring your mind into your practice and to disregard anything else you have or you had on it prior to this. Allowing yourself to be in the moment. And then with every exhale, imagine time slowing down. Everything slowing down around you. Try to let go of any tension in your body. If your neck feels tense, try to loosen it up with your breathing, allowing your shoulders to become heavy, lengthening the spine. I'm going to invite you to open your eyes slowly. Take another deep breath through the nose and out through the nose. And let's get into it. So our first position is going to be a seated version of the sleeping swan. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our palms facing the other direction behind us. This is going to give you a stretch in your wrist and shoulders. And then we're going to bring your leg above your knee, opening it up. So the closer your left leg is, the harder it is. The more it's extended, the easier it is. So find something that's comfortable. And then if you want to alleviate a bit of the pressure on your knee, you can curl your toes towards the knee. This is going to make it more comfortable. So just close your eyes, allow your wrist to stretch, your pectoral muscle and your shoulders to stretch, as well as opening your right hip. Just find whatever's comfortable for you. If you feel some tingling in your wrist, it's just the trapped energy starting to flow back into your body. The wrists are part of our body that we never stretch, and it gets really tight. It can feel like little butterflies. I know that's how it feels in my forearms right now. But it kind of feels good. And now I'm going to invite you to uncross your legs. You can wiggle your forearms a bit and your wrist. And now we're going to go into the other side. So bring our palms back again. We're going to cross our left leg over the right knee. Just find a position that's comfortable. And then make sure to keep that leg parallel to the front of the mat so that it opens up your left hip. I'm gonna invite you to uncross your legs. Take that pressure off the wrist. Wiggle them a bit. And now from here, we're gonna move our legs behind. And we're gonna go into a spinal twist that I really like for the upper back. So going on all fours, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right arm, lift it up in the air, and then we're gonna cross it underneath, allowing our body to collapse forward, ear to the ground. So you're gonna support yourself with your left hand. You can put it a little more outside for support. Try to keep your knees aligned with your hips. And this is a twist for the upper back. So try to ease into it and relax as much as you can. So use that left arm to brace yourself wherever it's comfortable. You can move it around until you find a stable platform to hold this position. Your body will find it for you very easily. Remember to keep breathing through the nose. Tapping into your parasympathetic nervous system, allowing your stress hormone, the cortisol, to lower. And we're slowly going to come out of this side, bringing ourselves back to all four. You can do a bit of cat and cow, move your spine around. And then when you're ready, you're going to take that left arm, you're going to pass it behind that right arm and go all the way to the ground. gonna slowly come out of it, making our way back to all fours. And from here we're going to go into a wide knee child's pose. This is one we do often to release tension in our back. So we're going to bring our knees to the outside of our mat, touching our big toes behind our backs. We're going to sit on our heels, and from here we're just going to allow our body to slowly make its way forward all the way to the ground, touching your forehead on the mat. Taking tension off your arms and shoulders, allowing your hips to become very heavy, your butt to touch your heels if possible. And from here, just let go of any muscle that's flexing or any tension in your body. Make that disconnect from your brain to your muscles. And with every exhale, try to become lighter and lighter, releasing everything. We're going to slowly make our way out as well, lifting our head very slowly, walking our hands backwards, and bringing our knees together. And from here, we're going to go back on all fours, and we're going to bring the blocks to the front. We're going to go into baby dragon. So bring our left leg beside our left wrist. We're going to support ourselves and extend our right leg back. So this is very good to stretch the front of your hips, which are really tight and pulls on your low back, and also allows your spine to stretch if you lean forward a bit, lengthening that low back, who is quite often tight. gonna slowly release and extend our left leg just to give it a nice stretch in our hamstring. And then we're gonna place ourselves set up for the other side. So we're gonna bring our right leg to the inside of our right wrist, extending that left leg back and flat on the ground. Then just supporting yourself with the blocks. Or if you have no blocks, you can just put your hands directly on the ground. It's a little harder, gives it a bigger stretch. And we're gonna slowly come out of it. And this time extending our right leg. Get that nice hamstring stretch. Now we're gonna be placing our blocks to the side. We're gonna make our way to a standing position. So it's called the dangling position because all you do is dangle in gravity. So you keep your knees a little bent, your hip shoulder width apart. You're gonna grab both elbows and you're just gonna start folding forward, allowing your neck to become loose and your whole body to just hang. That's why we're calling it the dangling position. So you just dangle above the floor. So this is really great to release the hamstring, and you're connected to your back as well. So when your hamstring are flexible, your back is flexible as well. Everything's connected. And that's what you learn by doing Yin Yoga. Just allow your neck to become very loose and your head to be loose as well. You don't want to be straining anything. Just allow gravity to pull you down. From here, you're gonna bend your knees a little bit, then you're gonna grab a block. We're just gonna place it behind because we're gonna go into the squat position. So we're gonna bring our tailbone and butt right into the block, using our elbows to open up our hips. And we're gonna go into sort of like a prayer position. So this is really good for your ankles and for your low back as well. Everything we do today is geared towards releasing the back. If you want it even harder, you can do it without a block and try to bring your butt closer to the ground. So the idea is to basically try to sit upright, not to lean forward. And we're gonna release this position. So we're gonna lift our butt up, toss that block aside, and we're gonna go into the seated position to make our way down to the ground. So we're gonna go into reclined child pose. So basically lowering ourselves to the ground. We're gonna pull and tuck our knees towards our chest. So you can bring your arms above your knees and just kind of like loop them around and hook them. And then you can wiggle your back left to right just to do sort of like a low back massage. So you just want to relax into this position. It's really good to relieve low back tension. So just pull your knees towards your chest, and if you want you can keep wiggling left to right. Just very gently, just massaging your back and relaxing into it. We're going to bring our legs back to the ground. Putting our feet flat on the ground. We're going to lift our hips up and we're going to shift them to the right. And from here, we're going to take our right leg and cross it over the left knee. And we're just going to allow everything to fall back to the left. Twisting our spine. Keeping our torso facing towards the ceiling. Trying to bring that right shoulder back on the ground. We're going to be looking to the right side. So this is an amazing spinal twist that releases everything from the top of your spine all the way to the bottom. Really feels amazing. So you can uncross your leg, bring your knees back to the middle very slowly. And then from here, we're just going to sort of do a wiper. So we're going to wiggle our knees left to right. Twisting them like windshield wipers. And when you're ready, you're going to lift your hips up and move them to the left side of your mat, crossing that left knee over the right one. Then you're going to allow everything to fall to the right side while keeping your chest facing to the ceiling and extending your left arm out to your left side. And when you're ready, you can look left with your head, of course, and just stay in this position. And do this nice spinal twist on this other side. gonna cross our leg. Gonna bring our feet back flat on the ground in the middle. And then from here again, wiggle your legs left to right, keeping your feet planted on the floor. Oh, that feels really good. And then we're gonna go into supported bridge. So keeping your back flat on the ground. And for you, Jody, just grab your bolster. I'm gonna grab a block, guys. So there's 3 positions for the supported bridge. You wanna place that on your low back, right on your sacral bone. So you can have it flat like this for an easier position, up like this for a little harder, and all the way up for somehow of an extreme stretch. So I'm gonna choose to go with the second position. So planting our feet firmly on the ground, we're gonna lift our hips up and we're gonna bring that block right on our sacral bone. So just on that tailbone after your low back. Then you're gonna extend your legs out, palms facing forward. You should have a big stretch in your front hips as well as your back. So for my wife, since she's pregnant, we went with the bolster. It's a little more comfortable on your back than a hard block. But for me, I like the block because it provides a big stretch and it's a stable platform that doesn't sink towards the ground. I'm gonna try to explore the hardest position of them all, see how it feels. And then from here, we're gonna bend our knees, bring our feet flat on the ground, lift our hips up. We're gonna place that bolster aside and just slowly bring your low back flat onto the ground. We're gonna get into the Savasana position. So just lying down onto your backs, feet as wide as comfortable. Palms up. Now just allow your body to become heavy and flat onto the ground. This is our final position, and one that people sometimes think they can skip. I'm gonna invite you to not do that and to take 5 minutes just to notice how your body feels and to relax. So I want to thank you, yogis, for joining us today on the mat once again. If you could subscribe to our channel, it's really the best way to support what we do. And we'll keep bringing you guys more classes. Thanks, guys.